Hello everyone and welcome back to Simon's Order Academy. I am Simon, of course, your patron of the arts. This is Chris, my opponent for today.
Hello.
You've been here before.
I have.
What'd you play last time, Feck?
Yes.
Today, what filth are you bringing?
Seraphon. So we've upped the filth scales.
Yes, yeah, now he's going for like more obvious filth as opposed to just casual filth. So
yeah, although I don't think it's a net list. I don't think I've seen this version before.
Got 3 Bastillodons.
Yeah, but I've never seen someone take the battalion in it, so I'm keen to see how that goes. But
what does the battalion do?
Basically, 1 lowers my drops, so it actually gets me down to a respectable 7, I think, which is good. Not relevant here, but still useful. But mainly, there's 2 units of Skinks, the hero and the Pterodons get +1 to hit automatically in my hero phase. I just pick a unit within line of sight of the Skink Star Priest, and I get +1 to hit, which for Skinks is great.
Standard Seraphon. You just don't roll dice, you just pick things to get bonuses.
Yeah. And so I have to be able to see. So you could have hidden behind the line of sight blocking terrain.
I did with one of them.
But no, it's great because Skinks, essentially for their poison, the mortal wound output, you want as many dice. You just want to roll as many wound rolls as possible, which means getting your hit roll as good as possible. So from 5s on the blowpipes, normally you can only obviously give them +1 to hit from the Skink Priest. But with this, it gives me +2, so I can get to 3s, probably quite likely rerolling 1 on 80 shots. And then I've gone for the combat loadout as well, so they've got clubs and blowpipes, which means that they're going to go full aggro, hopefully run, shoot, charge. And the clubs are 4s and 4s, which means that with +2 to hit, they get to 2s reroll 1s on another 80 attacks.
You're assuming they're going to get in combat.
If they get in. So, yeah, but they should blow up the world if they get in. In all likelihood, as soon as Marathi touches them, they're going to die and not do anything to her apart from 3 wounds.
That's the idea.
But that's why I wanted to try this list, because I think Shadow Queen gives Seraphon potential issues.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, she can either tank the Bastillodons, or she can... And she'll kill her way through Skinks, etc. And you can't do more than 3 wounds to her. So I'm keen to see how she impacts the game.
So I'm running Kuron. So we were talking about Marathi. Sorry, the Shadow Queen. She's not called Marathi anymore.
Well, no. I'm talking about Shadow Queen presenting me the issue with
combat
damage.
Exactly.
Marathi is also on the table.
She's also
presenting me a problem making both snakes shoot twice.
Yeah, which is good. So we both have very shooty lists. Mine has potentially the benefit of being -1 to hit for everything wholly within 12 of my general, which is good. Yours has the potential of being undercosted by about 20%. So we'll see if those two balance each other out. We'll come back with the army list.
I'd probably say 40.
40%, okay, sure. We'll come back with the army list in a sec. So Chris, run us through your army.
All right, so we have got Seraphon, Boohiss. We're going to take Thunder Lizard. So we have got 3 Bastillodons, which have all got Arcs of Sotek.
Arcs of Sotek?
Not Arcs of Sotek. What's the laser beam one?
Laser beam.
Solar beams. But they don't have solar beams because I haven't painted mine yet, but they do. So we've got 3 of those. We've got Lord Croak, obviously. And then his obligatory 5 Saurus Guard as well. And then we've got a Skink Star Priest and a Skink Priest. The Skink Priest is the general, so he can take the Master of the Old Ones command trait, which means he can do his +1 to hit once per battle round for free.
That's him, right?
Yep, really useful. And then he's got the Thunder Lizard artifact as well, the Fusel of Conflagration.
The plasma pistol.
Yep, and then the Star Priest has got the Incandescent Retrices because I've got a battalion, which is the Shadow Strike Temple Host. So that's my 2 units of Skinks, a unit of 40 and a unit of 10. And then the Skink Star Priest and the unit of 6 Pterodons that have got Sunleech Boilers. And then I have got a bound burning head to round out the list, and it comes to 1990 and buys a CP. So with the battalion and buying CP, I have 3 to start with, and I get 1 around for free. And then obviously Croak and the Skink Priest for
roll more dice.
Additional generation.
Seems good. Because why is Thunder Lizards good with this list?
Because at the end of my shooting phase, I can roll. I can spend CP to shoot with the Bastillodons again.
So 18 shots per Bastillodon.
While they're on full health, yeah.
Seems good.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, that seems like a good list. All right, well, that's Chris's list. We will come back looking at mine. All right, and then we'll come here for my army. So starting off with my general, who is this guy right here. Loki Felhart, who is a Black Ark Fleet Master. So he makes the 3 Scourge Runner Chariots battle line. He has the Traitorous Banner, which is units wholly within 12 inches, have -1 to hit against shooting, so not a bad counter to Chris's Seraphon guys. and his command trait is that he can do a prayer, which gives exploding 6s. Now, the book and the FAQ don't specify what I have to roll to succeed in that prayer, so we're just going to be going with a 3+, because they, GW rules writing is great. We've got one sorceress here and one sorceress here. This one here, the little Morathi, is going to have vitriolic spray. The one that looks like a hag is going to have the withering, which is +1 to wound against a target. Then the rest of the list, we have 10 Shadow Warriors here. We have 10 Bloodstalkers back here. We have the Shadow Queen and Morathi Cane. We have 10 Bleak Swords, as you can see there. And then 30 Dark Shards in the background. And then finally the Umbral Spell Portal. So my army comes in 1980, so I'm going to be getting a Triumph this game, which is good because I've got 2 units that would love to use it. So we'll come back with deployment. Chris, talk to us about your deployment.
Okay, so I've essentially tried to give Simon too many threats to deal with, hopefully.
We're playing focal points to begin with.
Focal points, which is great for me with three monsters. Yeah. They'll get me additional points. So I've got one Bastildon for this objective, one Bastildon for this objective, and I've got another one over here because I've gone for 2 Bastildons this side, and then I've put the big skink threat on this side.
Yeah.
So they're 2 hopefully fairly equal threats.
This is the scenario where behemoths score you an extra 1
yeah.
When they're on an objective, and you've got 3 behemoths, which seems good.
And then I've got my Pterodons kind of in the back as well, ready to go where they need. They're pretty fast. And then Croak as well is also central, so you've kind of got 3. If you come here, this and this should get you. If you come here, this and this should get you, etc. So yeah, we've got the 40 skinks over here with blowpipes, and the models have shields, but we're going to try clubs. If I'm going to paint another 40, we'll see. 1 Bastildon, and then I've got the Skink Star Priest, Holo, then 12 for the obligatory poison to actually make them do something. 5 Saurus Guard to babysit Croak, who's in cover for his +1 save. That seems good. And then 6 Pterodons with bowlers, and then the Star Priest, the Skink Priest is sitting back here.
He's in the sun with the general.
So he can probably be seen, but he's going to be getting lookouts, additional
he'll be good.
save, etc.
He'll be fine.
But he's also Holo within 18 of Skinks, Basties, etc.
To do important stuff.
+1 to hit, and then Bastildon, 10 Skinks, and another Bastildon.
Perfect. All right, we'll come back with my deployment then. All right, so my deployment is kind of similar. So 3 Scourge Runner Chariots just out front on the 15-inch line. Pretty much my entire army in this terrain piece, which as you can see on the left is volcanic, so that's a bit of an interesting choice. I've got the 10 Snake Ladies at the back, I've got 10 Bleak Swords on the side, I've got 30 Dark Shards here, I've got all 3 of my characters in there. You can see one of the sorceresses, she's like just in there. She's a hag model because I couldn't take Real Daughters of Cain beforehand, she was my sorceress. Obviously you can see the Shadow Queen up on the 15-inch line, like trying to make a beeline straight down here. And then because she counts as the general, Morathi Cane is on the commanding terrain to get me an extra CP. And then she can kind of bring some threat down the flank. And I kind of did refuse to flank here because Chris put his 2 Bastildons here, so I haven't put anything over there. Everything pretty much except for the Scourge Runners is in cover. So Chris, you're going first, I presume?
I'm not sure, I need to check a few things, but probably yes.
All right, we'll come back with first turn then. All right, Chris, how'd your hero face go?
Pretty underwhelming. Failed a few spells on.
So you chose, what was the thing you chose? The Constellation?
The +1 to run and charge.
There we go.
In the hopes that I would get run and charge off because the Pterodons would have probably been able to go and get that objective. I failed my prayer though, so it didn't matter. So
you did.
Great choices.
Yep.
And then Croak failed to get off 2. No, he only failed 1 spell. I failed the spell here as well. Both of them rolled 3s.
What spells did you get off?
Croak got Stellar Tempest off onto the big unit of Dark Shards.
Hey, look, there's still a big unit there.
It, so it was roll 30 dice, 5 ups do mortal wounds.
Yeah,
how many did I get, Simon?
2 guys died.
Are you going to complain about your Phoenix Guard?
Forever.
2 out of 30 on 5 ups.
And then you got the Burning Head off.
And I got the Burning Head off, and I have spent 2 CP to give both of them.
And you got Mystical Shield on that.
I got Mystical Shield on this Basti.
Yep.
So 1 up under and we'll reroll once.
Yep.
Seems good.
And then you've given...
And then both of these have got +1 to hit, and the Skinks have also got +1 to hit for free. And they've got +1 to hit against the Dark Shards from the battalion, being in line of sight of him. So they're sitting on +2 to hit.
Seems good. There are going to be a lot of dead Dark Shards by the end of this turn. Hopefully. All right, so we'll come back after your movement phase. Welcome back to post-movement phase. Everything is pushed up. Literally everything is pushed up. Skinks, they didn't run, they've moved so they can shoot. Basti moved up, the little dude ran. Pterodons flew up, there's a guy hiding back there behind them. Croak moved up, his Temple Guard moved up so they could take the center objective, and then Basti, both wholly within 9 of the Burning Head, and then Skinky's down here. So that is the end of the movement phase. As you can see, it's all quite condensed in the middle, as this scenario tends to do. And now we are going to go on to the shooting phase for Seraphon, which is going to hurt a lot.
So just a little point, I've made sure that both these Bastillodons are just closer within 3 of the middle, so Simon can't drop Shadow Warriors within 6 of the objective.
And just take it.
Take it.
Yep.
He'd need to make a charge, and Bastillodons aren't terrible in combat if you need so.
Okay, cool. We'll come back at the end of the shooting phase, see what's left. All right, you had a alright shooting phase. Alright, let's say it's an alright shooting phase. So, these guys have taken 19 wounds. So there's 11 Dark Shards left. The Bleak Swords took 4 wounds, and Morathi took 3 wounds. And that is basically it from 5 Bastillodons and 40 Skinks. How do you feel about that?
Underwhelmed.
Severely underwhelmed.
Yep.
Alright, so that's the end of the shooting phase. So charge phase you are going to declare here.
Yep.
Into trying to get into these guys.
6.
You need a double 6. Oh, look, he doesn't get a double 6.
They can't because they use their special drum.
Yep.
Nothing else.
And that's it. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. And we're going to come back.
Extra ones?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool.
5, 6.
Yep.
And we're going to come back for my turn 1. My opponent's run away because he's angry. So I'll just give you pictures of dogs instead. I stabbed 2 dudes, got +2 to cast. The first one cast the Umbral Spell portal over here. The portal went to here. Within 6 inches, put Vitriolic Spray on that Bastillodon, which is good. And then Morathi had 3 spells. The first one was an Arcane Bolt just into that Bastillodon, did 1 damage. She then did Mystic Shield on herself, and then she did Black Horror of Ulgu on the little skink who was back here, who's giving all the bonuses to hit, and he died. So I cast it, Croak failed to unbind, I rolled a 4 up to do d6 mortal wounds, and I did 5 mortal wounds. He's only got 4 wounds, right? Yeah. So 25% chance to kill him with that spell when it goes off.
So all your stuff worked.
So I like 25% chances. So we will go to the movement phase and then we'll be back.
No, recording-wise, no.
No. So we move stuff. So we've come to the end of the shooting phase. I forgot to record. So these 2 guys moved up here. These guys moved up here. All the characters moved around. The snakes moved up. Morathi moved up. She's on top of that tree. The chariot's over here. And little Morathi's over here. So in the shooting phase, we put a lot of fire into the Bastillodon there that had vitriolic spray and removed it. And these 2 guys with their Ravager harpoons also killed the little skink hero that was hiding behind. So I've gotten rid of those 2 characters. The snakes finished off the Bastillodon and they killed 6 skinks. Morathi's big stabby thing killed the 2 of the Saurus Temple Guard. Yep. Just to attempt to deny wounds onto Croak, because if I get the double turn, I'll be in a good position. And then over here, this one shot and did basically nothing. So we're going to go to the charge phase now. So obviously these 2 guys are 3 inches away. They're going to go into skinks and just hang around. The main ones that are important are Big Morathi, which is up here. So I will roll. Oh, I got back.
How far away is she?
So she should be about 5 inches away or something like that from stuff.
7.
Because she ignores the vertical distance because she has fly.
True.
So she's just horizontal distance.
In a tree.
No, there.
Yeah, so if you're here though.
Yeah, that's where the edge of her base is. So we'll just see what she rolls. She rolls a 7. So we'll come back and
comes to a 5.
Yep. So we'll come back and have a look. We've got to do these ones as well. So she got a 7. I should just put that next to her. The chariot over here, charging into things, is a 9, which goes to a 7. And then Baby Morathi is going to charge as well, because why the fuck not? She does not, because she got a 3. All right, we'll come back at the end of the charge, and yeah, they're a 3. They're in. So we'll come back at the end of.
You don't want to double one it?
End of the charge phase. End of the combat phase. End of the combat phase. So important things. You were able to remove both of the chariots there, which means that these guys are free to go and wreak havoc wherever they want. You're obviously spending a command point to stop them from fleeing.
The pterodons, I think.
Okay, well, we'll come back to that. So basically, they killed both the chariots. The chariots didn't do anything. Over here, Morathi killed 6 skinks, 5 skinks, 5 skinks. And we didn't obviously do any wounds to the Bastillodon. Over here, I killed 4 Pterodons and another 1 Temple Guard. Or did I just put 1 wound through? I think I just put 1 wound through. Yeah, and didn't do anything to either Croak or the Bastillodon. They did do the mandatory 3 wounds to Morathi, so she's now taken 6. This is really annoying because if I had a single chariot alive over here, it means that the skinks have to shoot that chariot, which is quite impactful. And it's annoying that they've died, but that's fine.
I'd have a hero phase first, potentially.
Potentially to get rid of whatever was left, if you get the double. Yeah. So
it's not a double. You're the double.
Whatever. You're spending a command point here to stop the Pterodons from running.
I think so.
So you're doing a battle shock here.
Yep.
At +1.
No modifiers.
No, but you modify the dice roll. So because you lost 6 guys. Yeah. Dice +1 is what I meant, sorry. So another 3 run.
Yeah. So let's just
these guys don't care. These guys don't care because they're 7 and they lost 1. They're 7 and they lost 1. Morathi obviously doesn't care. The Temple Guard do need to have a check. They've lost 3 this turn.
They're bravery 8. So I'm a 6.
Yeah. Nope, so they're fine. Bravery 8.
Yeah.
Seems good.
And then the skinks.
And then the skinks there have lost 5. They're bravery 5, so...
What was I looking at? No, sorry, it's got bravery 8.
Yeah. Cool. And then, yeah, so this is just straight dice will run. Yep, so there's 1 skink left.
The champion.
Poor little skink. And that's going to be it. So, so I get 2. So the current score is 2 to me and 6 to Chris. We both have 0 command points, which is important going into whoever gets the next turn. And then we have to do a priority roll-off, Chris. I'm going to get one of my beloved Anvil Guard dice. Here we go. We like to show dice, don't we? There we go. Look at that squiddy head. No, focus on the squiddy head. There we go. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, let's roll here. 3, and you get a 2. Hey, Chris, I'm going to take the double. All right, so we will come back at the end of my hero phase. End of my hero phase. What do we do? We got off Word of Pain and the Withering onto these skinks, so hopefully they're going to die a painful, painful death. Morathi did 2 mortal wounds to the... So I got black... what did I fail? I failed Vitriolic Spray to cast, but then I cast Arcane Bolt and Black Horror. Black Horror only did 1 mortal wound, which is really annoying. But I've cracked his armor because he's taken 3 wounds.
But
so
you got an Arcane Bolt and I couldn't roll. I couldn't roll more than a 4 to unbind.
Yeah! Yeah, I got it on 5, and you rolled a 5 to dispel. So this is the end of where we stand at the end of the hero phase. He did 2 wounds to Big Morathi with the burning head, and in the between phase. So she's got 1 more to take this round, and I've basically got the chance to push up onto a lot of the objectives. So we'll come back at the end of the movement phase. In the movement phase, these guys are moved up here. Snake's moved up center field. Morathi is staying in combat. The Shadow Warriors have dropped down back there, 9 inches wholly within cover. These guys have not retreated out of combat because they're going to shoot. These guys are on the objective and she's on that objective. So we're going to do a lot of shooting this turn. A lot of stuff's going to hurt. Hopefully these skinks all just die. We've got to try and kill Morathi. Sorry, what's his name? Croak at the same time.
I mean, you can kill Morathi if you want.
I don't want to kill Morathi. Yeah, so we're going to have a bit of shooting, so I'll come back at the end of the shooting phase and see what's left. This is a face of salt.
This game is so fucking dumb and you know it.
Well, I mean, I put them all into him before, didn't I?
So Croak had 6 wounds left.
He had 6 wins left.
6 4-up after saves to take.
Yep.
How many did I pass?
How many did you pass, Chris?
9.
Tell the audience. Frog dead.
Dice are stupid.
Frog dead. I've still got to shoot my Shadow Warriors, so I'll do them in a sec. But essentially what happened was that Croak died, which is the important thing. Killed 6 skinks with shooting from other guys, and then we're going to go into the charge phase, and everything's basically going to charge into these guys to try and get me the victory. I've got to kill this Bastillodon, but he's still got... Oh, no, he doesn't have real ones to save. Oh, no, he does have real ones to save now, doesn't he? Because it's still... So I'm not going to shoot anything into him. So we'll come back, charge phase. I'll do some rolls, and then we will go into the combat phase. The charge phase, I just resolve them. They remove the Pterodons. So charges, we're going to go with the Dark Shards. They get a 10, so they're definitely going to be in range. And I wanted a big one on them so they could kind of try and snake around that way. We'll go snake around. Get that pun. Snakes, they get a 5. They're going to be in range, and that's probably good enough, so that's fine. And I mean, it has to be fine because I don't have any command points. So nothing else is charging. Because the Shadow Warriors, because we're playing in the realm of Shimon, everything's -2, so they wouldn't be able to get in regardless.
And that one is entangling.
Exactly, it's double entangling. So we'll go to the combat phase and we'll come back at the end of it when I'm fighting 30, 20 skinks and 2 Bastillodons. All right, Chris. End of my turn 2. What happened? So he killed 7 skinks. 7 Dark Shards, and I needed anything but a 1 for that last guy to run, and I rolled a 1. So there's 1 guy left capping that objective, which is good, because objectives are what this game's about. I killed 11 skinks that turn, another 10 ran to Battle Shock, so he's got only a few left. Of note, the Bloodstalkers wholly within 18 of Queen Morathi, Shadow Queen, get +1 attack, so they did quite a bit of damage with +1 wound. And then Loki went in as well, but he was a bit useless and didn't do anything. Over here, put 1 wound on the Bastillodon with Morathi, and he killed my chariot, obviously. And then over here, he rolled a 2, a 2, and a 1 for wounds on the Bastillodon's tail, and I didn't take any wounds. So that means that Morathi's going to stick around for another turn. So this turn I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Morathi being in range, 6, 7. So at the end of the turn, it is now 7 to 6 at the end of my turn 2. So we will do Chris's turn will be relatively quick. So we'll come back at the end of the combat phase. We'll just go through all the other stuff.
Yep.
Are you going to retreat the skinks?
Probably.
We'll come back at the end of the movement phase just to see where everything is. All right. So at the end of Chris's movement phase, these skinks fled over here. This little skink ran from here all the way over here just to be a nuisance. The Basties are obviously staying in combat. They're both going to shoot, so he's going to get 18 shots, basically, to do wounds onto Morathis. So we will come back at the end of your shooting phase. Well, actually, we'll come back at the end of the turn, because we're going to do combat and everything, and yeah, we'll just come back to streamline it. We are even after 2 turns. So it's now 9 all. So over here, did the requisite 3 wounds to Morathi. If Chris gets the double, then he throws the son of... Sorry.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. She's dead anyway, because it's
Bam.
Seraphon cheating. So they essentially got 1, 2, 3 to bring us to 9 all. I did an extra 1, 2 wounds over here, and basically that's it. So we'll roll for priority in the hole here again. I got a 6. Yep. So I will take the turn. The Morathis die because it's very sad, and we will come back.
We do this. Ready? It's bound. Woo!
There we go. They're all dead, including your Bastillodons. That's how it works, right? Sure. So we'll come back at the end of this turn. All right, Chris, we're in the pack-up phase.
Yep.
Everything on the board is wiped, except for a single Bastillodon, who still has quite a lot of wounds left.
He's only taken 1.
He's taken 1, so he's got a lot left. Shadow Warriors went into his arse so that he could only shoot them, basically, to delay a turn, but there's no way that Chris can get, all the other objectives with everything else dead. So we're going to chalk this one up as a win to the Kuron. Unfortunately, Morathi died, which is very, very sad.
And I think
Chris, how sad are you about that?
I'm going to burn all of my dice.
Yeah. So yeah, quite a good hit out. That was how it finished at the top of turn 3. 1 model left for the Seraphon, and quite a few left for the Kuron. Yeah, he was charged by them. He's dead.
He looks alive.
And that's it. So thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.